U.S. defense officials say this is the real deal. Russia test firing its new high-speed hypersonic missile, a missile that the U.S. military currently cannot defend against. Russian President Vladimir Putin pulling no punches on his intent.
The
new Avangard missile system is invincible against today's and future air and missile defense systems of the potential enemy. This is a big success and a great achievement.
If the weapons work as advertised, there is no current defense against them.
The Russian missile has captured the attention of Patrick Shanahan, the Deputy Defense Secretary, who will take over as acting Pentagon chief when Secretary James Mattis leaves next week. Shanahan warns the U.S. needs to be able to detect the fast-flying missile much further away than current radar systems can handle. The U.S. has to detect it thousands, not hundreds of miles away because of its high-speed approach. The Pentagon may spend more than $1 billion trying to develop and field its own capabilities.
We have a number of options going on with hypersonic missiles.
The Russians are making significant yet unproven claims about their missiles, saying it's capable of carrying a nuclear warhead. It flies up to 20 times faster than the speed of sound. It can adjust altitude and direction to avoid detection. Putin says it's invincible.
We're going to need a different set of sensors in order to see the hypersonic threats. Our adversaries know that.
The challenges are also political for President Trump, whose relationship with Russian President Putin has been rocky since July's Helsinki summit.
Putin feels incredibly emboldened. Putin believes this is the time to press his advantage. He's put his forces in Ukraine, in eastern Ukraine. He's, of course, taken over Crimea. He's now gaining ground in Syria. This is Russia's time, in his view.
Now, because the Russians are putting so much effort into this new missile, the U.S. is responding by funding its own effort. The Pentagon says it has no choice but to proceed.
Yeah, let's take a look at it, Ryan. It's called the Avangard missile system, and it's called a system because what we're really talking about here is a hypersonic glider that you put on top of an ICBM to launch it into space and then get it closer to your target. Flies about 20 times the speed of sound. Some estimates have it up at Mach 27, incredibly fast, can carry a nuclear warhead. And the real scary thing about this is that as it closes in on its target, it can independently zig and zag and to avoid missile defenses. The Pentagon, for their part, they are still working on hypersonic systems of our own, but it doesn't look like we're going to have a hypersonic system in development, or at least in the field, for at least 2 to 4 years from now. So the Russians are ahead of us on this. The other problem with this missile system is that our radar systems, according to the acting Secretary of Defense, Patrick Shanahan, are not strong enough, not capable enough of detecting it far enough away because of the speed. So this is a real worry, and it's got the Pentagon planners, I'm sure, working very, very hard. There's another system, an underwater system that the Russians are working on and that Putin has been bragging about. It's called the Poseidon. It is a nuclear powered, that's right, it's a torpedo with a nuclear reactor in it that can also carry nuclear warheads. It is very long range, up to about 6,000 miles. It can travel at depths of up to 3,000 feet, and it's very fast. Somewhere the estimates are between 55 and 100 knots, 55 to 100 miles an hour underwater. The idea for this weapon is to go after large ships like aircraft carriers or shore installations. And again, this is not a system for which we have adequate defenses right now. Very worrisome. This is in testing right now, not in the fleet, not as far along as the Avangard. Now look, the Russians have also been doing a lot of military buildup and increasing their capabilities throughout the whole year. Back in March, they tested a new intercontinental ballistic missile called the Satan II, which can carry up to 26 independently targeted warheads, re-entry vehicles, if you will, 10 of them of a large size. In September, back in the fall, they did war games with China. Now, these war games in the East have typically been done to deter China. They've been about sort of making sure China knew not to mess with Russia. This year, they worked with China to send a message to the West and to the United States in particular. Back in October, of course, they've now using satellite imagery, we've been able to tell they've been upgrading military installations in Kaliningrad on the Baltic Sea, right on the doorstep of NATO. And then in November, they tested a satellite system called the Nesting Doll. Now, what's really interesting about this is not so much the actual satellite itself, but the little satellite that comes out that it puts into space outside of it. Now, the Russians will tell you this is about being able to work on satellites, that this little guy is meant to go fix and repair other satellites that they have in orbit, but the Pentagon is worried that what it could be is actually a targeting mechanism to go after Western satellites, either with lasers or maybe even to crash into them. So the Russians have been very busy this year. This is going to be certainly on the plate of Pentagon planners and the new Secretary of Defense, whoever that ends up being, well into 2019.
Isaiah 9:5. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood, but this, right, shall be with burning and fuel of fire. Isaiah 54:16. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work, right? And I have created the waster to destroy. Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Next, double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. Peace and sincerity unto the elect. Shalom. I'm back at you with another lesson, Lord willing, and straight to the point and edifying. And we're just going to get into, the inevitability, all right, of Babylon the Great. The inevitable, all right, this place is going to get destroyed via thermonuclear destruction, all right, as well as Israel, all right. The Lord is going to cleanse these places, all right. Babylon the Great, America, is going to be destroyed via thermonuclear destruction, all right. And this message goes out to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, who are the true people of the Holy Bible, all right. You are Yashar Allah, all right. We are the children of Israel, all right. You need to repent and turn back unto the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, which their names are Yahweh, all right. That's the name of the Heavenly Father, and His only begotten Son's name is Yahweh Shai, all right. You must repent and turn back because the evil days are close and they're at hand, all right. Judgment is about to go forth, all right. And the Lord is using these Edomites, all right, which are the so-called white people, all right, the Edomites, all right, to destroy each other, all right. And the Lord is going to use Russia, okay. Russia is going to be the one, all right, this is all prophecy, all right, what you're seeing going on in the Middle East. You see, all of this is leading forth, all right, to that great judgment, all right, to the day of the Lord's vengeance, okay. So I got this article right here, I got a few videos, I'm just trying to get to the point, got a few scriptures, hopefully you're edified, all right. But the inevitability is Babylon is going to be destroyed, all right, via thermonuclear missiles, and it's going to be headed by Russia, all right. Babylon uses basically all its resources and all their money and whatever in their offense, all right, because remember they were blessed with the sword, all right, to go out and conquer, to continue to conquer nations and conquer lands and destroy people, and they put most of their resources into offense, all right. They don't really put it in defense because they're always on the offense. They're always the ones, all right, going after countries, all right. And these missiles which they're finding out, all right, which we're finding out as well, all right, are going to be undetectable, all right. They're going to be coming at 20 times in the Mach, damn, you see, they're coming at 20 times the speed of sound, all right. These Babylonians are not going to know what hit them, all right. So I'm gonna get this and I'm gonna get some scriptures. All right, it says Milley, Russia #1 U.S. threat. All right, this was in November 10th, 2015. It says Russia should be considered the #1 threat, all right, to the United States for two reasons: its capabilities and its intent. all right, and Army Chief of Staff General Mark Milley, said Army Chief Staff General Mark Milley, all right, in terms of capability, Russia is the only country on earth that has the capability to destroy the United States of America. This is prophecy, okay? Russia, one more time, in terms of capability, Russia is the only country on the earth, all right, that has the capability to destroy, all right, the United States of America, because I believe Russia and America they're the two biggest countries with the most nuclear weapons, you see. But Russia is ahead of America in the technology, all right. They're ahead of them, okay, because like I said, Babylon was always on the offensive. It's always in the offensive, so it's not paying attention to its defense, all right. And this devil is proud. Okay, so you know they weren't paying attention to oh, I gotta protect myself, because first of all they setting this place up to be taken, all right. They setting this place up to be through, okay. But you know they're proud, all right. But that pride is gonna get them destroyed, man. Let me go down. Milley said here at the Defense One Summit, November 12th, it says, it is an essential threat by definition because of their nuclear capabilities. Other countries have nuclear weapons, but none as many as Russia, and none have the capability to literally destroy the United States. And this is prophecy, man. All right, let me get that. All right, Ezekiel chapter 38. All right, I'm gonna read from 1 to 11. All right, it says, and the word of the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog and the land of Magog. All right, this is Russia. All right, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesied against him. Right, and say, thus saith the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai power, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal. All right, next verse it says, and I will come and I will turn thee back, right, and put hooks in thy jaw. And I will bring thee forth, and all thine army, right, horses and horsemen, all them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. This is what you're seeing happening right now within the Middle East. All right, Russia's linking up with all these nations, right? Linking up with all these nations linking up with Russia, right? Persia, okay, Persia, all right, Ethiopia, Persia is Iran. Right, that's the first one named. And Russia and Iran, you know, they got ties. All right. Ethiopia and Libya with them, and all of them with shields and helmet. Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togarmah of the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee. Be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself though, and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be a guard unto them. Right, let me read it again. Be thou prepared, and be prepared for thyself, though and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be unto them, and be thou a guard unto them. Right, and that's what Russia is doing right now. All right, that's why Russia is linked up with all these countries, all these small, weaker countries. This is in Joel chapter 3. Let the weak say that I'm strong. All right, because these smaller countries, all right, that have been oppressed, and you know they probably don't have like that much of an army, or that much, you know, nuclear capabilities or weapon capabilities, or you know, just any, like, you know, anything that they can do to basically defend themselves. All right, it makes them a prey unto Babylon. All right, and all these other bigger countries. So the Lord, all right, is bringing Russia back to that old SSR mindset. All right, that Cold War spirit. All right, and he commanded them to be a guard unto these nations, unto Iran, Ethiopia, Libya. All right, Gomer and all his bands, in the house of Togarmah in the north quarters. Right, it says, be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself though, and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. All right, and that's what Russia is doing. Okay, and this is what's going to set off World War III. All right, surely the least of the flock shall draw them out, because this is what's going to happen. All right, Israel is going to draw Babylon into this war, all right? And then Russia, and then because all you see in the news now is them targeting Iran, which is where they wanted to go the entire time. All right, these devils, that's where they wanted to go. All right, but that's gonna draw out Russia and China and all these other nations, and it's gonna go down. All right, 8, and it says, after many days thou shalt be visited. In the latter years thou shalt come into the land that is brought back from the sword, and is gathered out of many people against the mountains of Israel, which have been always waste, but it is brought forth out of the nations, and they shall dwell safely, all of them, right? Thou shalt ascend and come like a storm. Thou shalt be like a cloud to cover the land, thou and all thy bands, right? And many people with thee. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai power. It shall also come to pass that at the same time shall things come into thy mind, right? And thou shalt think an evil thought, okay? And that evil thought's going to be to launch them missiles over here to Babylon, man, and to destroy Israel, all right? To launch their missiles, that's going to be the evil thought, right? 11, the point, it says, and thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages. Where is that? And will go to them that are at rest and dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls and having neither bars nor gates. This is Babylon. All right, this place is going to get invaded. Okay, this place is going to eventually get invaded. All right, and eventually completely destroyed. Okay. So give me 1 second. Let me get some of these. See if I got to get anything else here. Let me just read the next one. Let me just read this again. I'm gonna read this part right here again. It's an existential threat by definition because of their nuclear capabilities. Other countries have nuclear weapons, but none as many as Russia. Okay? And none have capability to literally destroy the United States. Do you hear that? Okay? Russia has the capability to destroy the United States. All right? Hold on. This is all prophecy, man. Okay? Let me get this. Joel chapter 2 real quick. Hold on. Let me see if I got to get anything else. Let me get before I get, give me a second. Let me just get this first. I'm gonna get this Isaiah 47. I'm gonna get 11 to 15 real quick, right? It says, therefore shall evil come upon thee, thou shalt not know from whence it riseth, right? And mischief shall fall upon thee. This is talking about Babylon, right? The virgin daughter of Babylon, the fall. This place is about the destruction, right? Thou shalt not be able to put it off, and desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. Stand now with thine enchantments and with the multitudes of thine sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so be thou shall be able to profit. If so be thou must be if so be thou mayest prevail, right? It says, thou art weary in the multitude of thy counsels. Let now the astrologers and the stargazers and the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee. They're not going to be able to save them. All their witches and their warlocks, right? They're not going to be able to save them, all right? From the destruction that the Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is about to bring upon this place, man. All right? All right, the point says, behold, all right, they shall be as stubble. The fire shall burn them. They shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame, right? There shall not be a coal to warm at, nor fire to spit before it. Thus shall they be unto thee, with whom thou hast labored, even thy merchants from thy youth. It says, they shall wander every one to his quarters. None shall save thee, all right? Because this place is about to be completely through, all right? Babylon's going to be completely through, all right? So I got a few videos here. All right, let me take that off. Give me a second. All right. So Russia is going to be heading the charge, okay, of completely annihilating this place. Okay, Russia is gonna be the one. Okay, that evil thought. All right, let me get that one more time. All right. Ezekiel 38:10, it says, "Thus saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai power, and it shall come to pass that at the same time shall things come into thy mind," right? Because the heart of the king is in the Lord's hand, right? He put it wherever he will, right? Roughly paraphrasing, okay? And it says, "And thou shalt think an evil thought." Next verse, "And thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages," right? Babylon the Great America. "I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls and having neither bars nor gates," right? Now you can see everybody's coming in here, all right, throughout the southern border. Okay, all types of madness and chaos is happening. Terrorists is coming in. They saying Hezbollah and all this, all these organizations, these criminal organizations, terroristic organizations are coming in. It's only a matter of time, man. This place is through. All right, so let me get this. Let me get this right here.
There's new concern tonight about China's military capabilities amid a report the country recently tested a nuclear-capable hypersonic missile. CNN's Brian Todd is working the story for us. Brian, what are you finding out?
Well, missile experts are worried tonight about China's new missile capability. There's a new report indicating China could soon be able to deploy a nuclear-tipped missile that U.S. defenses would find much harder to detect.
U.S. officials tonight closely monitoring China's missile program, following a report of a possibly ominous missile test. The Financial Times, citing unnamed sources briefed on the intelligence, reports China tested a nuclear-capable hypersonic missile in August. The report says the missile circled the Earth before speeding toward its target, demonstrating an advanced capability in space that, quote, caught U.S. intelligence by surprise. Today, Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin, while not commenting specifically on the Financial Times report, said this.
"We watch closely China's development of armament and advanced capabilities and systems that will only increase tensions in the region."
China denies testing a hypersonic missile, saying the test was a, quote, routine spacecraft experiment, and implying it was for civilian purposes. But analysts say if the report is correct, China's not only got a missile that can fly at 5 times the speed of sound and is more maneuverable than a standard ballistic missile.
Because they're fast and they can avoid detection, they can decrease the amount of warning time we have and the amount of decision time that leaders have to respond in a crisis if hypersonic weapons are used.
The idea that China might have fired a rocket into full orbit with this missile on it is disturbing to experts.
If that's true, then we now have to start worrying about whether every Chinese satellite might not, in fact, be a disguised nuclear warhead. This is a very, very destabilizing development.
This summer, it was reported that China began construction of what experts said were more than 100 new silos for intercontinental ballistic missiles in a western desert of China.
What is very clear is that China is pushing to develop its nuclear capabilities, its strategic intercontinental capabilities, significantly beyond what has been the case for the last 4 decades, 5 decades.
And China, according to U.S. officials, has been more aggressive recently in testing its weapons.
As of the end of last month, September of 2021, the PRC had launched at least 250 ballistic missiles this year.
But China's not alone in developing hypersonic missiles. The U.S. and Russia are also working on them. And recently, Kim Jong-un's regime claimed North Korea test-fired a hypersonic missile with a warhead that could detach and glide.
Well, what I'm concerned about is an unconstrained ballistic missile and hypersonic missile race in East Asia in future years. We know there are military tensions between China and Japan, between the Koreas, between the United States and China.
Experts are increasingly concerned about North Korea's hypersonic missile tests. Where did North Korea get the technology? Analysts say it's possible they could have gotten it from China or Russia, but they also say China and Russia have expressed concern over North Korea having that capability, so it's possible the North Koreans could have developed that hypersonic capability all on their own.
We'll watch it together with you. Thank you very, very much.
You see? This place is through, all right, because they're not going to be ready for what's about to come, all right, because they've been taking these other nations for a joke, all right, because, you know, they've been boasting in pride. Hold on, let me get this. Let me get that Joel chapter 3, Salakia. Is it 3 and 10? Let me get from 9. It says Joel 3 and 9. It says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let the men of war draw near. All right, let them come up. All right, the point. Joel 3 and 10, it says, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say that I am strong. And this is what's happening. All these countries that Babylon, all right, was basically taking a crap on, and, you know, because Babylon held the power for a while after they dropped them Big Boy and I think it's Little Boy and Fat Boy or something like that on those 2 atomic bombs, all right, on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. All right, the other nations feared, man, because they were like, damn. You see? Because, you know, that was devastating for that time. That was devastating. Okay? But now these nations, all right, they like the scripture said, so like, let me just try to get it here. Knowledge shall increase. Let me get that. The Wadi Abash and Ashai. Okay. Salakia. Salakia. Why is it not popping up? Give me a second. I'll play this one while I'm looking.
The skies near Japan. F-15s on the hunt for a suspected North Korean intercontinental ballistic missile, capturing what could be its last seconds in flight. This rare video, released by Japan's military, experts say the burning object resembles a ballistic missile boost rocket re-entering the atmosphere, flying for about an hour at hypersonic speeds.
If there's no interception or the interception fails, an ICBM launch from North Korea would take a little bit more than 30 minutes to reach the homeland US, and also depending on if it's the West Coast or the East Coast will take slightly more time.
Chinese scientists simulated a North Korean nuclear attack. According to the South China Morning Post, the simulation shows 33 minutes from the time of launch to the time of impact if U.S. missile defenses fail to shoot down the ICBM.
All right. So I found the scripture. I don't know why it wasn't coming up. Daniel 12 and 4 says, but thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the end, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall increase, and that's what's happening. All right. Now you have weapons like this that can reach, right, around the world in minutes, okay, and lay a land desolate. All right.
Missile defense begins here.
For years, U.S. leaders have reassured the public.
The nation should be very confident.
And America's allies.
Easily shoot them out of the sky.
Missile defense systems can keep them safe. But virtually all ballistic missiles travel at more than 5 times the speed of sound, sometimes faster.
It's been described as hitting a bullet with a bullet, trying to hit a warhead.
3, 2, 1, ignition.
A report last year finding America's missile defense system, the nation's best, perhaps only line of defense, only succeeds about half the time.
You see? And like she just said, she said it's like hitting a bullet with a bullet, right? And I'm gonna get this. All right, Joel chapter 2, I'm gonna read from 1 to 12. All right. It says, blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai cometh, for it is nigh at hand. It says, a day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and strong, that hath not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations, right? These are talking about the missiles, okay? It says, a fire devoureth before them and behind them, all right? A flame burneth, all right? The land is as a garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness. Yea, and nothing shall escape them, all right? These are these missiles, man. They're going to hit Babylon, man. This place going to get touched, all right? It says, the appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, right? And as horsemen, so they shall run. It says, like the noise of a chariot, on the top of the mountains they shall leap, like the noise of a flame of fire that devoureth the stubble, as a strong people set in battle array, right? Before their faces the people shall be much pained. All faces shall gather blackness, destroyed, all right? They're gonna get destroyed, okay? They shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall like men of war. They shall all march every one in his way, and they shall not break their ranks, all right? These missiles are coming straight here. They're not, it's going to precision, all right? This is the point right here. It says, neither shall one thrust another, right? One more time. Neither shall one thrust another. They shall walk every one in his path. And when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded, okay? And that's what she just said. It's like hitting a bullet. They're not going to, it's over. They're not going to be able to stop it. All right? They're not going to be able to stop this, man. The Spirit of the Lord is going to be on these missiles. All right? They're not going to stop it. It's not going to stop. All right? Nothing's going to, no matter how many missiles they launch at them, it's not going to stop it. It's not going to stop it. It's not going to hurt it. It's going to keep coming. All right? They shall run to and fro in the city. They shall run upon the walls. They shall climb up upon the houses. They shall enter in at the windows like a thief. The earth shall quake before them. Okay? And it says the heavens shall tremble. Right? The sun and the moon shall be darkened. Right? And the stars shall withdraw their shining, because that nuclear mushroom cloud, all right, it's going to block out the sun. All the light is going to block it out. All right? And the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai shall utter his voice, all right, before his army. This is the Lord's army. These nuclear missiles, these ICBM, nuclear thermonuclear missiles, are the Lord's army, right? For his camp is very great. For he is strong that executed this word, his word. For the day of the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai is great and very terrible. And who can abide in it? All right? No one. Everybody here in Babylon is going to be through. All right? Therefore also now, said the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai, turn ye even to me with all your heart, and with fasting and with weeping and with mourning. That's to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. And eventually it's only the elect that's going to do this, man. All right? 2/3, and the rest of you Babylonians are going to eat a missile. Y'all going to eat these missiles when they come. All right? And I'm going to play this video, and I'm going to get back to, I'm going to get some more scriptures.
If North Korea were to fire nuclear-armed ICBMs at the United States, we cannot be assured that our missile defense system would prevent the deaths of millions.
A U.S. Missile Defense Agency report last year said the missile defense system has demonstrated a measured capability to defend the United States, deployed forces, and allies from a rogue nation's missile attack. But that rogue nation has a fast-growing arsenal. Kim Jong-un's military is mass-producing ICBMs. He knows a barrage of ballistic missiles could be too much for the U.S. to shoot down.
Well, I mean, it's pretty sobering reporting, especially considering so many of these missile defense tests, the missile defense shield tests, have not gone well for the United States. And you're talking about North Korea specifically with these missiles. What about missiles that would start from China or Russia?
Well, this is the scary thing that a lot of people probably don't know. Yes, you know, the U.S. missile defense system might be able to defend against an attack from a rogue state like North Korea, as long as their program doesn't get too big, or maybe Iran. But China, Russia, the size of their arsenals, if they launched nuclear missiles at the U.S., just like if the U.S. launched nuclear missiles at them, there'd be no way to shoot even close to all of them down. It would be essentially, this is the definition of mutually assured destruction. North Korea is trying to get there too. They're trying to get to the point that the U.S. wouldn't be able to shoot their missiles down, because then they become a nuclear power, which is what Kim Jong-un has always wanted.
Through. Okay? All right. Joel chapter 2 verse 8, it says, neither shall one thrust another. They shall walk every one in his own path, in his path. All right? And when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. Okay? Nothing is going to stop them. And you're hearing it. Babylon's defenses don't have good defense, man. Their defense is low. Okay? These missiles are going to come straight in. Okay? They're going to come straight in. All right, let me get this chapter 10 right here. Joel 2 verse 10, it says, the earth shall quake before them. All right? The heavens shall tremble, and the sun and the moon shall be dark, and the stars shall withdraw their shining, right? And then let me get this. All right, for that. Revelations 11 and 13. It says, and the same hour was there a great earthquake. Let me see if I got to read before it. Give me a second. Perhaps should have got before it. Let me get before it. Yeah, Salakia. Revelations 11 and 12, it says, and they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. All right. And they ascended up into heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. This is when Yahweh Shai comes back for the elect. All right. And the elect is getting beamed up. Okay. They hear the voice of the Lord, and the Lord, they getting beamed up. Okay. And then this is what happens immediately after. All right. Revelations 11 and 13, and the same hour, all right, was there a great earthquake. Okay, that earthquake is those missiles hitting. Okay, and the 10th part of the city fell. All right, Babylon, the 10 FEMA zones. All right, through. And in the earthquake were slain of men 7,000, a complete number of men. And the remnant, the elect, were affrighted, all right, and gave glory to the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai of heaven, to the God of heaven, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Okay? Because the elect is going to get saved by the skin of their teeth. Okay? It's going to be that close. All right? That's why it says, and the elect, and the remnant were affrighted, because it was like, damn, we just got saved. We just got saved, man. You see? You know, Lord willing, you know, I'm of that number. Lord willing, y'all of that number, you know. So let me get, all right, because I had made a lesson some while back. It was called for in 1 hour, all right, and it showed this video. But you see that these missiles could reach, all right, Babylon, like the Lord said, he's going to destroy this place within 1 hour, all right. Within 1 hour, the Lord is going to destroy north, south, east, and west of this place, man. This place is going to be destroyed, all right? And it says North Korea's missiles could reach the U.S. in 33 minutes. And that's North Korea. What China and Russia got is going to reach here in less time. Okay? Let me get this. Okay? Salakia.
In the skies near...
Let me get this. It says, this is Revelations 18. I'm going to go from 9 to 20, I believe. Yeah, to 20. It says, and the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her. This is talking about Babylon the Great America, right? Was destruction. All right. This is when it's getting destroyed. All right. It's being destroyed. All right. Have been destroyed. Slakia have been destroyed. Right? And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning, because they're going to see it from the other side of the world. It's going to be televised. Okay? It's going to be televised. Okay? They're going to see this place burn. All right? Standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. All right, in 1 hour. All right, for in 1 hour, all right, thy judgment come. Thy judgment come. Right, and the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore, because that's how these other nations was getting rich. All right, because this is a consumer-based country. All right, this is a giant corporation. All right, and everybody is consumers. All right, this is the biggest consumer nation on the planet. All right, it says the merchandise of gold and silver and precious stones, and of pearls and fine linen and purple and silk and scarlet and all fine wood, and all manner of vessels of ivory and all manners of vessels of precious wood and of brass and of iron and marble and cinnamon and odors and ointments and frankincense and wine and oil and fine flour and wheat and beast and sheep and horses and chariots and slaves. All right, the peddle rings. All right, human trafficking, all that. All right, and us. Okay, and souls of men. Okay, because we're still slaves. Okay, it says, and the fruits that thy soul lust after are departed from thee, and all things which were dainty and goodly are departed from thee, and thou shalt find them no more at all. The merchants of these things which are made rich by her shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing, and saying, alas, alas, that great city that was clothed in fine linen and purple and scarlet, and decked in gold with gold and precious stones and pearls. All right, for in 1 hour, right? For in 1 hour, so great riches is come to naught, and every shipmaster and all company in ships, and all the company in ships and sailors, and as many as trade by sea stood afar off and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city? All right, they're going to be mad, man. They're going to be through, because Babylon is tied to all these economies. You see, it's tied into all of the economies, and this is how these nations got rich. And when Babylon falls, all these nations are going to fall. Okay, and they shall cast dust upon their heads and cry, weeping and wailing, saying, alas, alas, right? That great city wherein were made rich all that had ships in the sea by reason of her costliness. For in 1 hour is she made desolate. This place is going to be through, destroyed. 1 hour. Okay? Rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for God hath avenged you on her. And this is what we're waiting for the Lord to avenge us on this wicked kingdom, man. All right, this wicked place. Okay. So I got a few more videos, got some more scriptures, and then we'll wrap it up. Okay. All right, let me get this.
This is the Biden administration unveiled a new nuclear bomb. They're saying it's the most powerful one that we have seen so far. Now, if this were detonated, you can see the blast radius, and they're showing this in New York, so you can see how far this would spread. Now, within the first about half a mile, they're saying that anybody in the vicinity would be vaporized along with buildings, and then extending beyond that for miles, there would be a blast of radiation. There would also be a smoke plume, and the effects of this would be devastating. And you can see the extent of which it would reach. If this were to hit New York, it would reach all the way up to New Brunswick. Now, if a full-scale nuclear attack were to take place, if Russia were to launch these, it would immediately notify the United States, and we would launch back, trying to block them. However, there are so many that would take place, it is very unlikely that this could be stopped. Now, these would likely not only go for their targets, but defense areas and also for allies, so expect that Europe and other nations would be hit as well. Now, the first indication that nuclear war would be happening would be an EMP taking place. One of these would detonate in the air, knocking out all electrical signals and essentially bringing down defenses. Then the nuclear weapons would come in and they would hit their targets, causing massive devastation in those areas. Now, as these missiles fly across the globe, they could take half an hour up to an hour to hit their targets, but when they finally make impact, there will be a...
That's not prophecy? Okay? Oh man, call hello Yahweh Shemi Al-Shai. Do you hear this? Okay? Let me read that again, man. Let me just get 9. Salakia. No, 10. Salakia. Revelations 18 and 10, it says, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, alas, alas, that great city, Babylon, all right, America, all right, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thine judgment come. Let's hear him again. Okay?
Devastation in those areas. Now, as these missiles fly across the globe, they could take half an hour up to an hour to hit their targets, but when they finally make impact, there will be a heat equivalent to that of the sun that would vaporize those within a half a mile. The intensity of the heat would be so great that the asphalt of the streets would turn into liquid lava, and those not vaporized that are too close to the blast will also be blinded by its brightness and likely caught on fire. But as I mentioned, that's not the worst part. If you actually survive the blast, the worst part is the nuclear winter that's going to be coming from the black carbon smoke pillars that will come from these detonations. Now, the carbon from the blast, the smoke, it would cover...
Once again, prophecy, let me get that. Salakia. All right. Joel chapter 2, verse 10, it says, the earth shall quake before them. The heavens shall tremble. Right? The sun and the moon shall be dark, and the stars shall withdraw their light. Okay? Because this is what's going to happen. Smoke is going to go up into the air, all that dust, block out the sun, the moon, the stars. All right?
The earth, it would raise above the rain clouds, so it would be unable to wash out, and it would likely sit upon the face of the earth for over a decade. This would block out the sun and the moon, and it would cause a nuclear winter, and the temperature of the earth would likely decrease by around 40 degrees Fahrenheit all over. This would also destroy the ocean, destroy our crops, and it's likely that 99% of the population that survived the blasts would not make it due to starvation. Now, the explosions that took place in Hiroshima were extremely powerful. However, the weapons that we are seeing today are multiple times more powerful and would cause much more devastation. So if this takes place, there are no real winners. It is essentially the end of the vast majority of mankind, and those that do survive would have to somehow figure out how to...
They are going to be survivors, the elect. the elect is going to survive. You got to be in one of them chariots to survive. Everything else here everything that's on the earth is going to be destroyed, torched. All right? You have to be a part of the elect to survive this, man. That's the only way to survive this. All right? Malachi 4:1. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven. Okay? And not them regular oven, all right? And all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble, okay? And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch, okay? And this is the inevitability. This is what's coming. This is the inevitable, okay? Babylon is going to get missiles launched on it, all right? From all them nations, even some of its own people, its own allies. All right, let me see if I can get that real quick. Eat her flesh and burn her with fire. Yeah, I know it was in 17. All right, because America's allies, all right, are going to eventually turn on them as well. All right, so it's not going to be like a big, I mean, America's going to have allies, of course, but it's not going to be as much because majority of their allies are going to realize that Babylon is the problem, just like the world is seeing right now. All right, that the Edomites, these small hats, they're the problem. Okay, the world is waking up. Esau's been made bare. Okay, hold on. Let me get this real quick. All right, Esau's been made bare. Right? Jeremiah 49:10, it says, but I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself, right? That's what's happening right now. He can't hide himself no more. All right, the world knows. All right, so these devils, they have, this is why they're gonna have to do the Revelation 12 and 12. They're gonna have to come down with great wrath. All right, because they know they got a short time. They've been found out. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not. All right, because he's gonna be through. All right, let me see if I wanted to get some in Obadiah before I get that other one in Revelation. Let me just get some of this Obadiah real quick. All right, Obadiah 1 and 2. Oh, no, let me get this. Salakia, let me start from 1. All right, it says, the vision of Obadiah. Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Shai power concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Shai. And an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Okay? These nations are going to, this was happening. These nations are rising up against Babylon. All right? And them small hats over there, man. All right? This is what these nations are saying. It says, rise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. All right? Verse 2, it says, behold, I have made thee small amongst the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. And that's what's happening. Hold on, let me, this is the point. Let me get this up here. Obadiah 1 and 6, it says, how are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? All right, the point. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. All right, they're about to go to war with Babylon. All right. And the small hats, right? The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee. All right. You seen some of America's allies, France and I believe Japan. I think they had bought some oil from Russia or something like that, right? You got Saudi Arabia about to join BRICS, all right, about to destroy the dollar, all right, because that was giving Babylon its power, was the petrodollar, all right, because all the oil, all right, was being sold in the Babylonian currency. All right, so these other nations had to change their money over into dollars in order to receive oil from Saudi Arabia. But now Saudi Arabia is joining up with the BRICS. All right. It says, the men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. All right. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him, and he's going to be destroyed. All right. And this is why war is about to break out. All right, let me get where I was again. Salakia. All right, talking about the America's allies are gonna turn on him. All right, they're gonna turn on them because they're gonna realize that this place is the problem. Because these nations are tired of Babylon bringing them into unnecessary wars for their own gain. All right, and their allies lose while Babylon gains. You see. And Babylon basically uses these other nations, all right, as basically hubs for their military, right, and for strategic positioning, all right, for war and to antagonize other nations. Okay, Revelation 17 and 16, it says, and then the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, right, these shall hate the whore. Okay. And shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. Okay, these are the 10 horns of some of the nations in the EU. All right, the EU, the United Nations. All right, they're gonna some of them are gonna turn against Babylon. All right, the 10 horns thou saw upon the beast, these shall hate the whore. They're gonna turn on her. These Babylon's allies are gonna turn on them. Okay. They're going to eventually turn on him. Okay? And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, all right, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. They're going to shoot missiles on Babylon. All right? Probably France, Japan, Germany, whatever nations that's in the EU or the United Nations, all right, that's going to eventually... like Turkey, for instance, that's now seeing Babylon as the problem. all right? And Israel, and you know, the Israelis as the problem, all right? You know, they're going to eventually launch missiles on this place, man. All right? The same allies that America trusted and thought that they had them in the bag and stuff, they're going to turn on this place and launch missiles on this place, man, and destroy this place utterly. All right? So this is the last video right here. Well, I got another video, but this is the last video for the most part.
54 F-35s with B-61-12 nuclear bombs are mobilizing airlift to transport nuclear bombs to Britain from the United States. So this is a picture of our F-35 fighter jet with these nuclear bombs on board. NATO is preparing for a war in the Baltics and Eastern Europe after the collapse of Ukraine. The United States of America and Britain are preparing for the next conflict that will break out in the Baltics. It not only has 3 aircraft carriers that are being deployed to protect mainly the Baltic, but also the transfer of 54 United States Air Force F-35 fighter jets to Britain, and they will all be armed with B-61-12 nuclear bombs. Today, the certification of B-61-12 nuclear bombs was announced for the Dutch Air Force F-35s as well. Recall that the U.S. currently has 2 aircraft carriers in the Mediterranean Persian without counting the surface ships and forces of other countries. NATO is now already spread across all sea lanes and control points. A very big war looms on the horizon. The U.S. and Britain consider a Russian move toward the Baltic states and the Suwalki corridor to join Russia with Kaliningrad as highly possible. Ready for operations. So they're getting ready. Says, are we in a new era of nuclear warheads signaling in Europe? With a photo of U.S. F-35s with 2 B-61-12 nuke bombs, the head of the Dutch Air Combat Command said that the Dutch Air Force F-35s have now passed initial certification for their nuke mission.
You see? It's going down. All right? Isaiah 9:5, it says, for every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood, right? Screaming, running towards each other, all right? Getting bloody, all right? Swinging swords and all types of stuff, right? But this war, right, shall be with burning and fuel of fire. Hold on. Let me get this. Okay, because this is the inevitable. All right, this is the inevitable, man. This is going to happen. 100%. All right. Revelations 11:14, the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly and is being built up right here, right now. All right. Everything is all the talks now are about nuclear capabilities. All right. Nuclear testing. All right. It's about to go down. Okay. Let me get this. Isaiah 34, I'm going to read from 1 to 8. It says, come ye near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world, right? And all things that come forth of it. For the indignation of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is upon all nations, all right? And his fury upon all their armies. Okay, just like we read in Ezekiel 38. All right, the Lord is gathering these nations, all right, for battle. Okay, Salakia, let me get that. Salakia, I don't get right back in there. All right, he mustered the host to the battle, man. Okay, because it's going down, man. Right? Isaiah 13:4, the noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai of hosts mustereth the host of the battle. Okay, the Lord is gathering these nations, all right, for war. Okay, hold on, let me get that. Okay, the Lord is gathering these nations. All right. Joel chapter 3, verse 2. I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, Yahweh Shaphat, Yahweh's judgment. Okay, because the Lord is going to judge these nations. Okay, for what they did unto us. All right. And I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, all right, Jehoshaphat, all right, and will plead with them there, right, judge them there for mine people and for mine heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. Okay, this is why all of this is happening. All right, let me get back over here where I was in 34. All right. Isaiah 34:1, it says, come near ye nations to hear, and hearken ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is in therein, the world, and all things that come forth of it. For the indignation of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. All right. He had utterly destroyed them. He had delivered them to the slaughter, and this is what's happening, right? Their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood. Right? And all the host of heaven shall be dissolved. Okay? And the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, the thermonuclear destruction. All right? That thermonuclear, that cloud. Okay? And all their hosts shall fall down as the leaf falleth from the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea. All right, this is Greek for Edom. All right, and upon the people, right, cursed, upon the people of my curse, the judgment shall you Edomites, man. Obadiah. All right. The sword of the Lord is filled with blood. All right. And is made fat with fatness, and with blood of lambs and goats, and with the fat of the kidneys of rams. For the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai hath a sacrifice in Basra, and this is a place in Edom. All right, I believe it's the capital, like the elder said. I believe he said, Basra. All right, and there's a Basra in America. Okay, and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea, which is Babylon. Okay? It's Babylon. The Lord has a sacrifice. Them thermonuclear missiles is gonna sacrifice y'all Babylonians over here. This is why it's talking about the lambs and the goats. All right? Y'all are the lambs and the goats. All right, you Babylonians, you 2/3, and you Babylonians. All right? Y'all are gonna be a sacrifice. All right, this place is gonna burn for its wickedness, man. Okay, and the unicorn shall come down with them, and the bullock with the bulls, and their land shall be soaked with blood, and their dust made fat with fatness. Right, for it is the day. All right, for it is the day of the Lord's Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai's vengeance, and the year of recompense for the controversy of Zion. This is why all of this is happening, for the controversy of Zion, man. And then this time is gonna be the elect that gets saved, man. All right, 2/3 is gonna be devoured by that fire. All right, they're gonna get purged by the fire. All right. So let me just get this, and then I'll wrap it up. Get a few more scriptures. Hold on, before I play it. Let me read this, then I'll play it. Okay. Zechariah 14:12, it says, and this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai will smite the people that have fought against Jerusalem. And the plague, all right, as with the other plagues, as with many plagues, all right, the missiles are one of those plagues. All right, the missiles, the thermonuclear missiles are one of the plagues. All right, and this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away, all right, in their mouth. All right, what's going to do that? I got you right now. That's not the scripture. Jeremiah 14:12, it says, and this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai will smite all people, all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away. Hold on. Let me just get it like this. Right? Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongues shall consume away in their mouth. Okay? This is the plague. All right? Malachi 4:1, for behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch. They're going to be stubble. Okay? Just like you saw stubble, that fire burned them immediately. All right? You know, that was the point. Let's see if I got anything else here. Let me get this. Ezekiel 22:19. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai power, because ye are all become dross. He's talking about you Israelites, right? Behold, therefore I will gather you into the midst, in the midst of Jerusalem. Next verse, the point. As they gather silver and brass and iron and lead and tin, into the midst of the furnace to blow fire upon it, to melt it. So I will gather you in mine anger, all right? And in my fury, and I will leave you there and melt you. All right, let me read that one more time. As they gather silver and brass and iron and lead and tin into the midst of the furnace to blow the fire upon it, to melt it, so will I gather you in mine anger and in my fury, and I will leave you there and melt you. All right? And this destruction is coming. All right? The inevitable is coming. All right? You know, let me just get this scripture. And I'll wrap it up. All right, this message goes out to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans who are the true Israelites of the Holy Scriptures. All right, you need to repent, turn back to your power, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. All right, in sincerity and in truth, with a contrite spirit, a broken spirit, humble, meek, lowly. All right, acknowledge your offenses. All right, repent for your wrong thoughts, sayings, and doings. All right, in your past life and in your present life. All right, and turn from your evil ways, turn from wickedness, man. All right, Micah 2:10, depart from this. Let me get that before I read this one here, man. All right, because you Negroes, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans need to wake up, man. Judgment's at hand, man. All right, time is running out. We're at the end of this thing, man. All right, Micah 2:10, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you even with a sore destruction. All right, and this is what's gonna eventually. This place is going to eventually destroy you, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, all right, who's living your best life, all right, not being aware of the plagues and the calamities and the war and the, the pestilence, the famines, the death that's coming, all right, just living your life, all right. This place is being invaded constantly, all right. Judgment is going forth constantly, all right, and the final judgment is about to take place. All right, which is going to be that thermonuclear missile. We're almost in Jacob's trouble, the MOTB. All right, and we got World War III. All right, a few more prophecies before Lord Yahweh Shai, appears, man, comes on the scene, man. All right, so let me just get this. Ecclesiasticus 5:7 says, make no tarrying to turn to the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, and put not off from day to day. For suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish. All right, and the day of vengeance, that's what's coming. That's the day that's fastly approaching. All right, the day of the Lord's vengeance. All right. So with that, I'm gonna give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and sincerity unto the elect. Shalom.